Okay, so this is the last one, and I'm gonna try to keep it under 5 minutes. I want to address the fear of being a chain breaker, a repairer of a breach in your family or in your group or in your bloodline or in your neighborhood, community, region, whatever it is. Many times we resist the perceived pain of the process, right? And the stress, the strain, the heartache, which can be a part of the process sometimes. But many times it's a part of the process if we don't learn to fully, fully rest in and depend on God. That's when things get hard. Like as long as I was, I this has been a actual conversation this weekend, and so I'm going to deal with it. I mean, in my life and with my family, this has been a conversation. Literally yesterday, I had a conversation with my daughter about relationships with my mother, right? And we had some coming to Jesus moments. And so, in my journey to partnering with God to heal my mother, and to heal myself of mother wounds, because that's a part of my healing too, so I don't pass those on generationally. I mean, DNA, eye color, ear, hair color, height, weight, all of that is genetic, and it is a mimic of the spirit. And so you are more likely to pass on spiritual traits to your children than you are natural traits, genetic traits to your children, not natural traits. And so my youngest daughter mimics very specific things that her father does, but he was not around when she was young enough to learn those things. He we were together when the first three kids, all the way into their teen years, and then we were not. And so she was the baby, and she missed out on a lot of the things that they had a chance to participate in. But she is, in many, many ways, the spitting identity of him. She eats like him, she sits like him, she cocks her head like him, she talks like him, she leans like him. So many different things. And I say to her quite often, I see your dad. And I always say it in a positive way because she's 50% him and 50% me, and ain't neither part bad. And so, um, but she got that trait from him. His mannerisms, his mood swings, like those things she got from him, not naturally, supernaturally. They are like ticks in your DNA. And so I'm saying that because a lot of times in this process of me going through, like with my mother healing, there were some things that I healed from, but there were some things that I was required to walk through that were uncomfortable for me when I was trying to walk through them in my strength. But when I fully rested in God for the outcome, when I fully depended on Him for the healing, when I fully leaned into Him for the restoration, when I fully depended on Him for the transformation, things just became easy breezy, cover girl. I mean, it just was not hard because I didn't make it hard. And so when you think about the resistance or the fear we have to becoming a repairer of the breach or being a chain breaker in our families or anything like that, many, many times it's because we have a perceived notion of what that process looks like or what it's going to be like. And many times it's just not how we seem. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying that most of the dying is us, right? So all of the hardships that I encountered in helping my mother heal had very little to do with her attitude or the words that she said, although that was a part of it. A lot of it had to do with me being able to walk in forgiveness or release it as soon as it came. Like letting things roll off you like water off a duck's back. I don't know if water rolls off a duck's back. Never got that close to a duck jet. But um, you understand what I'm saying. This process and this journey where we are in this season, um, we may be required to walk and talk and do things that seem undesirable to us. Those undesirables, taking care of kids and puppies and things that I want nothing to do with in this journey, is just one of those things that I'm willing to say, okay, God, I see you. And when I say to Him, I don't mind doing it, but I don't want to do it that way. He's like, well, why don't you trust me for the way you want to do it? Like, ask me for a nanny, I get you one. Ask me for a bigger house, I'll give it to you. Ask me for the dog walker, I'll send it. Ask me for the year worth of dog food, I got you. And so I never look at it like that. I look at taking all the responsibility on myself. And so, again, if you have any resistance to the journey ahead of you, it's okay. Just talk to dad about what that looks like and why it looks that way. I know these videos and comments are so scattered because this is like fourth or fifth time and I don't know what I'm leaving out now. And so I love you guys and I will be asking you some questions in the WhatsApp. So I will catch up with you soon.